How's it going, everybody? I'm Drifting from Driftwood Gaming. We're gonna do another Let's Make a Monster episode. So I got fan art, I guess, for the Primal Mantis. This is by Mushi P. Thank you so much for sending this, Mushi P. But I want to ask you guys, what do you think I should use for the Primal Mantis? Should I use this new one by Mushi P, or should I use the one I already have? I like them both, so I'm gonna leave that up to you guys to decide. In the comments below, let me know if I should use Mushi P's new art, this one, for the Primal Mantis. Alright, moving on. What kind of creature are we going to make today? Let's see. We start at the top and we go down. Let's start at the bottom and go up and find something cool. Now, we also have to think about the area that we're going to be designing the enemy for, and the area we're going to be designing the enemy for is in, like, that ruined tower map that Buried in Ashes made for me. So some sort of like wildlife. There it is. That's what we're going to use, guys. We're going to make the poopy plunger man. Let's think of another type of creature that would be out in the wild around like an abandoned, ruined tower. Something that's going to be a trash mob. We're not looking for a boss or anything. These are some pretty crazy pieces of art here. An invisible cat? No. Something like a trash mob. Nothing too crazy. No mecha units for this particular spot. We can make the falcon, or the duck falcon. Not a slime, really. I'm gonna put slimes in at the very beginning of the game. That looks like a good, like, shark mutant creature, but no, we need something like a trash mob for maybe like a foresty area. Maybe like this. Nah, it's not this. Not so much forest. It's sort of like it's coming to like a marsh and ruined, nature reclaimed tower. Something. I'm gonna use these mimics. Maybe not this exact one, but I'm gonna use some mimics inside the next area that's inside of the tower. This frog might work, but I used it in Legend of Driftwood, so we're not gonna use it in this game. No, turtle could be like a water thing. Goblins, no, unless I want to go with the goblin thing. I think I'll put like all the goblins in a certain area, but I've already started this area, so we're not going to use goblins for this. Find something that works. Ballerina fairy? No. Some weird looking slimes. They're like, I like the crazy designs. You could always use animated SV enemies to scale them down, because they're pretty big, but I guess that makes them look good. I'd rather have the sprites too big than the sprites too small, because when you scale up a sprite that looks kind of small, it gets like kind of pixelated and blurry, but when it's too big and you scale it down, it still looks good. So that's why I prefer medium-sized to large-sized sprites that you could just scale down, and that works pretty good. Like even something like this looks like a big boss, right? If you scale it down to like 25%, it could look like a little minion, you know? And it'll still look really clear. So we're gonna probably do something like that. I want to put the chimeras in a like a iconically. Usually they're in like a desert sand dune area. So we're gonna save those types of beasts for like a desert area. We could do something like this behemoth right here, kind of like that. These guardians are super awesome, but I haven't had a chance to add them anywhere yet. We're going to do that, but we're going to have specific, I've already talked to Buried in Ashes about this, we're going to have specific dungeons for certain elements, as a lot of games do. But the final boss will be the titans, or these really awesome pieces of art for the particular elements. And when you beat them, you're going to have a choice. You're going to be presented with the choice too. Ooh, I like this thing. Wow, this is like a snake-winged, boned, I don't know. It's pretty cool. I might want to use something like this. Can I turn this green? Can I make this? I can make it green. Well, we already have a Medusa, and she's got snakes on her head, so we could make the Medusa spawn these. Nah, but then how do they grow the bones? Nah, we'll save that. We're going to save it for something specific. A really cool little snake beast, though. Is he sitting on a toilet? That is awesome. Alright. No humanoids, really. We could do like this No, we already got an insect type creature. It's another cool snake. This would be like a Medusa spawn. Why not? Wait, I kind of like this. Kind of like this creature. But I feel like this would be more like in a cave or something. Huh. Golbez? Yeah, that's a pretty cool looking beast. Dark Knight type thing. Oh, wonder if we go with... Well, we have insects. We could stick to that theme, really, but... I'm thinking, let's not do another insect for that area. We'll figure something out. We got a lot of pieces of art. I'm going to go with this. Now, last time I was looking at this one to pick, and we settled on Medusa, so I'm going to go with this wolf. This werewolf-looking thing. What color should it be? What element, what theme are we going with this? We got like a rogue type of creature already. We got like a caster, like an offensive caster type creature. We could make this some sort of like vampiric werewolf or something. I don't know. I mean, lichens and vampires are usually opposite, so maybe... I don't know, we'll stick the default color on this. I like this. What are we going to call this beast? Let's bring up a menu here. What we're going to do is use that generator and figure out a cool name for it. Maybe we'll do that later. Yeah, let's do that later. Let's think of a name while we're working on it. Okay, we'll think of a name for this beast. What kind of creature is it going to be? I'm thinking it's going to be a dark-based element. We're going to do something dark. So he's going to have like, we can do the element rates real quick because I already know the direction I'm going to take it for the element. And I know the orbs we're going to assign it. So we'll basically solve the questions we have answers for now. So we're going to make it really resistant to dark. It's only going to take 25% damage from dark. So it's going to be weak to light. It's going to take 150%. It's going to take 50% extra damage from Divine. We're also going to say that it's going to be kind of strong against ranged, so it's going to take half damage from ranged damage. It's going to take half damage from blunt damage. We're going to make it take extra piercing damage. We're going to leave slashing alone. We're going to say it's going to take 50% extra piercing damage. So its weakness is light magic and piercing damage. So we'll go with that for the element rates. Debuff rates, no. State rate. Do we want to give it any type of kind of state? We could make a new state that this thing could inflict, like fear or something, or maybe I already have that. Maybe I already have something like fear. Distracted, hexed. We could do hexed, but no, I think more of like a necromancer when I'm thinking of a hexed or a cursed. That's really an evil debuff cursed there. So I don't know if I want to throw that on these guys yet. For the just maybe when we get deeper inside the dungeon, we'll, deeper inside the tower, we'll do something like that. We'll come back to it. Anything special we want to give it? No, there we go. That's perfect for the traits for right now. We're going to delete attack because we're going to make special skills. I have quite a few that this sort of clawed beast might already use. So let's see if I have any skills I've already made specifically for enemies that might really go well for it. So let's see. Would it actually dive? Nah. Would it peck? Nah. Wing? No. Rush? Maybe rush, but nah. Kickback? Nah. It's more of like a scratch biter. Spit, bite. We're going to give it bite. So what does bite do? It's physical attack. I've already made the animation for it. It's going to be a TP gain move. So it's not super strong. 50 plus ATK times 4. It's just a physical bite. But what we're going to do with bite, because I kind of feel like bite should also be multiple element. So multiple element, we're going to change it up a little bit, and we're going to make it piercing damage. Because you think about bite, what's going to happen when you get bit? It's going to be like crushing or, piercing damage. And I don't want to make a new type because we already have too many types as it is. So we're just going to add piercing, which is 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. So we're going to make it 1 and 15. So there we go. Not 154, 15. So now we've got bite. That's a multiple element. It's physical and piercing damage. Nothing super fancy. 608 is the skill we're going to add to this enemy. So let's go ahead, add a new attack pattern, a new skill, and we're going to say 608 is right here. Bite. Boom. It's going to be its primary attack. Well, we're going to give it 2 primary attacks. I'm going to give it like Scratch or Claw if I haven't already made it. Slither, Hammer, no. Smackdown, Swipe, Critical. It could do Critical. I mean, I'm using Yanfly's Critical Core. So we're gonna guarantee a critical hit on this, which is pretty strong. So it's gonna cost 15. We're gonna change it up a little bit because it's a strong move. Critical is gonna cost 15 TP instead of actually 10 TP. Yeah, so we're gonna give it critical, but we're gonna give it critical at a rating of 3 because it's pretty strong. We don't want to use it all the time. So let's go to the enemies and let's copy this. Let's paste it because we're gonna be in the same vicinity, right? So we can just like boom, there it is. And we're gonna give this a rating of 3. Boom. Alright, we got bite, we got critical. We want to give it another skill. Not buzz, not spear, caw, no, dark feather, leeching, leaf, grasping vine, dissolving sap, whipping, chomp, no, not so much chomp, claw. We're going to give it claw because it's basically going to claw things. So this is already piercing and slashing and physical, and this is based on, it can critical, it's a TP gain move. It's sort of like bite, but instead of just attack power, it's agility and attack power. So if it's coming at you with more speed and agileness, it's going to have more of an attack on you. It makes sense. It also has a 5 more base value. It's going to gain TP, so this is going to be its second main attack. So it's basically a physical attack. I've already made an animation for it. We're going to give it 623. Let's go to the enemies, copy, paste, critical, paste it here, and then change the rating to 5, and we're going to give it claw. There we go. Boom. So this is its second main ability. We need to give it a rating 4 ability, possibly a 5th ability. We don't need to go too crazy. Maybe make one new one here. Concussion, pummel, detonate, no. Pandemic, hibernate, maim. It's actually, you know what? It could actually use maim because you think of a beast like this, it might like, you know, tear your face off, and that's sort of what I think about when you get maimed. So we're going to give it maim at a rating of 4. This is a 50% chance to critical, so it's like critical. So this is going to be like kind of a dexterous, agility-based monster. 629, let's give it a rating of 4. So let's copy critical, paste it here, boom. 624. Where is maim? There is maim. Okay, let's go 4 rating. Put that in there, and let's give it one more ability, a rating of 4 possibly. Let's just scroll down and see if I'm swing slice. Nah, maybe it could use nah, but I don't think so. Nah. Imprison. Man, puns are great, guys. Gouge could do that, but I know I've already kind of given it a lot of that stuff. Assault, wallop, no. Hunt, drill, sweep, cannibalize, stone gaze. Let's look at it. Let's give it a custom one. Let's make a custom ability for it, because that's sort of kind of what this episode's about, right? Doing the whole spiel. So what kind of, okay, it's dark based. I know what we're going to do. We're going to give it a certain thing that's going to vary, because it's got all kinds of attack power and agility based moves. Let's give it something where it's going to rely on its other stats, like, you know, maybe it's charisma or something. You know, it's charisma and it's magic attack power, and so some dark move that's based on those two other stats. It probably won't be as strong, or maybe it'll do state effects or something. We'll figure it out. So some sort of dark based ability. What kind of like a roar maybe, or like a stare? Do we have stare, like an evil stare, or wicked stare, or vicious murderous stare? Oh, I like it. I like it. Let's create a new one called murderous. I can't spell murderous. Murderous stare. You know what? I'll spell check it later. Murderous stare. Now we need to find an icon for it. I think I know which one we'll use. Something with these. Maybe these. No, not those. Let's go to these other default ones. Murderous stare. Murderous stare. That sort of looks like a crow. That looks like a bunny. There we go. There we go. Got him. There we go. Murderous stare doesn't need a description unless we're going to give it to a blue mage. We haven't done the blue mage yet, so we don't need to do that. We're going to make this actually a magic attack. Let's say enemy skill. But we're going to say magic attack. Did I make the other ones? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I already checked the other ones. There should be physical. So this is going to be a magical attack. It's going to cost MP. It's going to cost MP. It's going to cost a lot of MP, and it's not going to have a lot of MP, so it's not going to be able to do it constantly. We're also going to give it a rating probably of 3, so it doesn't do it too much. Occasion battle screen only. Animation, we're going to have to make an animation for it. No big deal. We'll say cast, or we'll just say uses, even though it's going to be a magical attack. It's going to do HP damage. It's going to do dark damage. So it's going to do what kind? It's going to do dark. And should we give it another element? Maybe range, because it's gonna, you know, it's kind of sort of range, right? So we're gonna say 19, 18, 17. We're gonna give it multiple elements of 17. So we're gonna say multiple elements 17, dark and ranged attack. Okay, so this is gonna be it's gonna actually hit all enemies, because you know, if you're looking, you're fighting, it's gonna stare, and it's gonna stare at the whole group. I would imagine. I'd imagine something like that. Let's bring that down. Yeah. So okay, what we're gonna do is say a lower number for this. We're gonna say 33 plus. Because it's going to hit all party members. We got 6 party members. It's going to do a lot of damage over the whole, if you add up the value of if everybody hits. Now, like I said in the previous episodes, with this game, you can get by with 1 party member because all experience is distributed between all the players. So if you got 1 party member, that party member is going to level up faster and faster and faster. So, you know, that would make it, when they use the area of effect spells, make it weaker than they would normally be if you have a party of 6, right? So it's all trade-off, what you want to do. So we're going to say 33 plus a dot, see, so I renamed agility to charisma, so we're going to say it's going to use charisma, but it's also mainly going to use magic attack power. MAT times 1, 2, 1.5. Yeah, 1.5 plus user.agi, which is our charisma, times 1.5. There we go. We're going to say, yes, it can critical and it can have the regular variance, but what we want Stare to do is create some sort of state. We need to do some other state. So let's see, stun. Yes, yes. Oh, stun. That's gonna be vicious because you're stunned. But we could make another one that's just like stun and call it fear, and it could last longer and be even more vicious. Let's copy stun. Let's go down to 38. Paste it here. I might already have fear, but I don't see it anywhere. So we're gonna just create it, and if I have a duplicate, then we'll rename it. We will rebrand it. So let's think of something, you know, this mask could work, but I think I've already used that for something else. So let's go with this, primal fear, just fear. It's just like a more general term instead of like a very specific, or very like focused on for one creature. So this won't be like a state that will only happen on this creature. It'll be a state that multiple things can occur, multiple skills can occur. So we won't give it like a wolf face for like this beast, even though that could work. You know what I was thinking? A cool thing that would be, if someone would make a plugin for, is if you could make a plugin that would change the hue of your icon set. Like not the whole icon set, but like you could put a note tag on either a state, a skill, or an item that would change the hue of the icon that it's using when it draws it. I don't know if that exists, but if it does, let me know about it. Put it in the comments below so that I can figure this out. That would be a really cool thing, because then you could have like all of your icon sets could have a scale of 0 to 360 of different colors. So you could really like take full advantage of your icon set that way. Somebody make that plugin, please. If it doesn't already exist, a plugin that changes the hue of your icon set. But yeah, just all right. So we're looking for an icon for fear. What would be some sort of generic looking thing for fear? I don't know. Let's just keep scrolling down. Probably not a weapon, right? Maybe there's some at the bottom here that could work for fear. No. Let's go back to the top or the middle. And let's settle for the next thing that will possibly work. Next thing that would possibly work. I do have a good amount of icons, and a lot of these look good. So I'm thinking about making some new resources or something. A little food crafting system would be cool, because look at all the options I got for there. Man, it took a long time to paste this whole icon set together too. Alright, so alright, we're gonna just pick one. Here we go. This is the one we're gonna pick. This one. Boom, that's fear. That's fear. We're gonna go with that one, fear. Priority, we'll just say 65, because it's gonna be stronger than stun. It's instead of 1 to 2, it's gonna be 2 to 3 turns removed at the end of the battle. It's basically cannot move. And we're also gonna do state animation on it. Let's think of a state animation for it. So something quick, you know, let's just make one. Okay, let's go. What is this doing? Yeah, we're gonna copy this. I don't even care which one it is. We're gonna make it work. Paste it here. We're going to change this to something that looks more scary because it's fear, right? Let's do something like that. Let's find one. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. Something like that. Boom. Now what does it look like? Boom. Okay. Now, I don't like the water sound effect. Actually, it's going to be the fear state effect, right? So, fear state effect. We don't need any sound effect. We don't need any flashing. We just need a little thing that's going to go boom over and over and over. Actually, is it off center? Boom, 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 boom. It is off center, isn't it? It's off center. Let's batch it. Let's go X0, Y0, scale 75%. Go. Boom. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. We're going to take it. So this is 508. Go to our states. We're going to do state animations 508. We're going to test how it looks first. So let's just create a no. Okay, we'll just passive state. What state is 38? So let's go to this guy. We're going to say passive state 35. All right. Is that right? I think that's right. That's 38. Nope. 38. Okay. Let's just let's test what it looks like, and then we'll move on. So I want to make sure, because I don't forget about it. When I see it later, I'm like, why does this look so dumb? It should just be a minor thing to kind of illustrate. Yeah, we should be just frozen in fear. Boom, boom. Okay, we need to get rid of the paralyze effect. Do we? Do we? I don't know. Maybe we should leave the paralyze effect because it kind of works, right? It works. You're shaking in fear. You can't make an action. And it should normally last 2 to 3 turns, but since it's a passive state, it's going to last forever, and they'll just keep hitting on me until they whittle me down to 0. Alright, so that's perfect. I love it. We're not going to mess with it anymore. So we made our state. We made our state animation for it. We're going to go to the skill, Murderous Stare, and what it's going to do is it's going to have, okay, now look, it's going to go against the entire all enemies, right? So the whole party is going to have a chance to be inflicted by this. So we actually need to multiply the chance of this is going to happen. So we need to reduce it to like a small number, like 20%, right? 1 out of 5. I think that's a good number, 20%. Not knockout though. That would be a little strong. So fear. Okay, it's got a 20%, 1 out of 5% chance to put you in fear. And that's pretty decent because if you're doing it on 6 people, I'll pretty much guarantee one of them is going to be stuck in fear. And that's going to make this a unique, strong creature. Alright, so that's what we're going to do with this. Now we made a custom skill for it. We also need to do, we could reuse that state effect, but let's do something different. Let's go 509. Instead of 508, let's go back to our animations and let's copy this, paste this, and do something, I don't know, something different. Let's batch it. What can we do with it? Let's go, let's just go frame 1 to 1, all the cells, and let's go X, negative 50, and then, and scale 50%, like this, okay? So it's just on the first frame, right? Okay, no. Let's do the same thing. Frames 1 to 1, X, negative 200, and we'll scale it actually 100%. All right, boom. Actually, what we need to do now is batch the whole thing to a scale of 100%. So let's see, boom. Right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to batch the last frame, frame 10, and we're going to say X 200. And we're going to scale it to 300. Okay? Great. Boom. Right? Let's see. What does the last frame look like? Did I do the last frame right? Wait, no. That's just a... Why are these 2 frames here? What? We don't even need these 2 frames. By frame. Okay. Frame 8. Let's batch this frame. Alright, so frame 8. We're going to scale it to 300. And all the cells, but it's only 1 cell, so it won't matter. We're going to say X 200. Right? Boom. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to tween. We're going to tween 1 to 8 all the data. And then what do we got? Boom. It's like it's being shot at you from left to right, and it's getting bigger. I like it. That's what we're going to do. Let's do a sound effect on it. Something like, oh, or even, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We're going to just keep clicking until we like the sounds that it makes. I like that sound. We're going to go with that sound at the end though. So frame 7. Okay? And we're also going to do a target flash. We're going to make it purple. So how do we make purple? Red and blue. There we go. Not so much intensity. Perfect. Okay. Duration, 10 frames. There we go. Now what we're going to do is add frame 1 sound effect. So we need something that's a little bit longer. Like that might work. Oh, I like it. Darkness 5 it is. Okay, so here we go. It seems a little... Okay, we could drop the pitch on this a little bit. And we could raise the pitch on this a little bit to kind of make them end around the same time. Yeah. This needs to be lower. Yes. Alright. There it is. Okay, we got our fear animation. Alright. Boom! Let's add it to our skills. Murderous Stare has got fear. We've made our skill. Now we need to think about probably the stats. Let's award Murderous Stare. Now this is going to be a low rating skill because it's powerful and it could be just over powerful if we overdo it. Alright, so let's go to our enemies. Let's copy, critical, paste, and let's edit this. Add Murderous Stare. Murderous Stare. I know that's spelled wrong. What should we name this? We have to think of something to name, a name for this. Let's call it a feral beast for now, and we'll change it later if we need to. Alright. HP wise, let's say it's a little more beefy. 700, that's probably too much. We'll see. We're not going to give it a lot of MP though. We're going to give it 100 because it's going to be scaled up, right? So what we're going to be doing is basically copying the setup we have here. No, this setup, because we want it to be basically, instead of dropping a soft tonic thingy majigger, it's going to be, we can make an item to remove fear. That's an idea. We can make an item that removes fear from the party, but it'll just be a little more expensive, and it'll drop from this creature, but not as common as like a single target use. Let's do that. So we'll make a trash item and an item that removes fear from the whole party. So if you get it on one member, you may not even care. If you get it on 2 or 3 members, you might want to pop that item. Alright, so this is not going to be a wind-based element. I'm going to make this a dark-based element. So we're going to change the orbs up to dark orbs, and we'll leave those how it is. 50% chance. We're going to switch the item that it drops. Here, 30 to 35, it's right in the range. Okay, for experience, we're going to give it a little bit more than the last one, but not too much more. Let's say 120 and 60. Actually, let's go 122 and 61. There we go, perfect. Okay, now for the attack, it will be like an attack type unit. Since it's a little bit stronger, we'll say 70 attack. We might even need to make it more of a glass cannon by going like 55 defense, and then we'll say 60. And then like 45, and then we'll say it's going to be pretty agile, so 60 and 45, right? No, well, let's do 55 because it's going to be based on he has a stat, you know, that a skill that has based on that parameter. So yeah, so he's pretty soft, right? He's squishy, but he hits hard. So this is a glass cannon. He hits hard, but he has a lot of HP, so he will go down decently fast. He doesn't have a lot of MP, so he can't use this a ton of times, but he will be able to use it a few times. If you don't kill him quick enough, it could be a problem. So let's make the item that can remove fear from the party. So first, let's make that item right here. What should we call it, guys? We need to make like a potion or some sort of item that that will remove fear from the party. Let's make it. Let's use Yanfly's icon set pictures here, images, to make that potion. It can drop a potion that removes fear. What color should it be? Maybe like a black liquid, because we just used the white liquid to do like the soft tonic or whatever we called it, soft liquid. So we gotta think of a name for this potion. We could hit that generator up too if we need to, but I might do that after the episode if I'm not satisfied with the names, because it could take a while to find something you like. We're not going to get too hung up on naming it, but we do want to pick a color for it. The color we're going to pick is this black liquid right here, and we're going to call it Tonic of Courage. Courage. Is that how you spell courage? Man, my spelling is amazing, guys. I should enter like one of those competitions. Tonic of Courage. This is gonna be a party. All right, this is gonna be an item that the party has, so we need to give it a description. It's basically gonna remove a state. What was it? 38 from all party members. Oh, I just thought of something. Maybe we shouldn't make it a potion because that's for one. We want to make it like an all party member type thing, right? So a potion might not be, because like we're gonna all just pop this potion and share it. Let's do something different. Let's do something different that's like courage stone, dust of courage, powder, courage powder. That sounds like an illegal substance. Something courage, the turtle shell of courage. No, let's do courage berries. Courage berries. But why would a wolf drop berries? Let's do like, oh, I got it. Let's do like a tuft of his hair or something. We don't even need to use the cheesy name courage on it. We can just go like feral beast hair. But that also sounds like a trash item, right? Enchanted, you know what? We're gonna say courage berry because who cares? Courage berry. Courage berry removes fear from all party members, plural. Boom. Let's give it an animation. We'll do a simple one, a very quick one. Let's go ahead and copy something that I've already made or somebody else have already made. Let's see, what do you got here, Yanfly? What's this? Nice. Very good job. Let's take that. We're going to use it. Did I even copy it? What is going on? I guess not. Alright, we'll use this one I made. Copy this and paste it here. There we go. The game didn't want me to use Yanflies. That's a shame. Let's change it up. It's not going to be ice. What about this one? I like that. That could work. That could work. It looks familiar, like it's a pattern that's used already. No, we're gonna take it. We're gonna make it like a. We're gonna make it a different color. We're gonna make it this color. Boom. We're gonna change this. We're gonna change the sound effect. Why not? We'll take that. Thunder. No. Yep. And Ice 2 is going to turn into Ice 5. There we go. I like it. I love it. We're going to take that. We're going to call this Courage Berry, because we're going to use it specifically for that. Go to our items. Give this animation, the Courage Berry, that animation. Boom. We got it. Okay, we need to set this to all allies. Boom. Got him. Occasion. No, battle screen, because you don't want to let the player waste it, since fear is going to wear off after the battle anyway. If you kill what you're afraid of, why are you still afraid, right? So there you go. Certain hit. We need to actually make it do something, right? So we're going to make it remove fear. No more fear. 100% chance. Removes it from the party. Bam. So it's going to be a little bit more expensive since it does the whole party. We're going to say 400. That's not too expensive. 400 for the whole party. All right. Boom. All right. So let's go back to the enemy now, and we need to award that item. Chance to drop that item. What was it, like 400 something? No, it was at the top. It was. Here it is, 107. Courage Berry. It's gonna drop. You know, not very common. 1 out of 6. You know, that's, what is it? 18%, something like that. I don't know. Do the math. 1 out of 5 is 20%. So well, let's make its trash item. Okay. So this was somewhere. This will be somewhere in the 400s. Right here. 417. We're gonna say 1 out of 3. It's gonna have a 33% chance to drop a trash item that we're gonna use to sell. Boom. We'll just, okay, it's going to be very simple. It's going to be a regular item, no scope, never occasion, consumable none. It's going to be the value of 250, and it's going to be like some sort of hair. This will be easy. We'll just pick some sort of like hide or a hair or something like that. Like I said before, we don't want to get too hung up on picking an icon, so we're going to just go with this right here for now, and we're going to call it pelt or hide. Let's say what did I call it? Feral Beast? Feral Beast Hide. Perfect. And then we'll just copy paste our description. It's going to be sold for coins or used to synthesize some items, not consumable. Alright, and we don't need to give it anything else because that's all it really is. So let's go back to our enemies, and we've already set that blank number, so it used Feral Beast Hide 1 out of 3. Bam! We got it, guys. So let's go ahead and go to our troops. Scroll down to where we have our troops, and let's add that Feral Beast. Boom. Okay, let's auto name it, and let's just apply that, and let's test it. We got to test it now. So let's go ahead and go to where we were making this the map that it's going to be for. Let's set our starting position right here, and in the map by buried ashes, let's scroll down to the bottom where we've got that event, and edit it so that we're fighting not the Medusa, but instead a Feral Beast. And let's go ahead and try it out. Oh wait, before I do that, did I remove the fear state passive? Nope. So we wouldn't be able to do very well against it if we're just stuck in fear the whole time. Guys, don't let fear hold you back. You want to do something, just do it. The more you know. Alright, I've got to throw some positive spin on it. Alright. Murderous Stare, so it's faster than us at level 30. So it went first. It didn't do a lot of damage, but you gotta remember that's gonna be hitting the entire group. So it's gonna do a little bit of damage to the whole group and have a 20% chance to put each of them into fear, right? So let's just hit him with a sword. How much? So he's pretty squishy. He's pretty squishy. We're using a basically level 1. We might even need to up his defense a little bit. Oh, we got. Oh, you know what? The thing I put about stun though is when you get hit, it wears off. That's not how I want fear to work. Fear is going to be different than stun in that way. So let's go back to the states. We need to change fear. Okay, let's see. Cannot move. Remove it into the battle. Remove by restriction. Turn in 2 to 3. I thought I had remove by damage. It seemed like I got hit, right? And then after that it broke. Maybe that was 2 turns. Maybe that was 2 turns. Alright. Yeah, I guess that was 2 turns. Let's just make fear a steady 3 turns then. So fear is pretty mean. It doesn't have a high chance to land, but it's pretty mean. Now also make the item better. The item we created for it, it'll be better because now you know it's gonna last 3 turns. You get fear struck, then you're gonna be out of commission for those 3 turns. So there's 1. There's his bite. Here's his claw. See, I've already made those on all that custom stuff. Murderous Stare. Boom. I like how it looks too. It looks great, but I might want to flip it. It seems like it's coming from the right to the left. I don't know why. I need to see that again. I want to see that one skill again. Okay, claw. Now it does cost MP, so he could have already ran out of MP. Boom. Critical's pretty mean. He's got a lot of different. Here we go. You see how it comes to the right and goes to the left? I wanted it to go from the left and go to the right. So can we maybe flip that? Let's see if we could flip that animation. Fear, right? But then I have to take this. Boom, 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 boom. That's weird because it looks like it's going left or right. I have no idea why it's showing it from right to left. I really like how it turned out. I'm not going to mess with it because it still looks okay. It doesn't look too bad. It's those little things, especially when making like action sequences and stuff. You just gotta like settle sometimes. You gotta be like, you know what? It looks good enough. There's nothing wrong with that. It looks fine. It's customized, and I could spend another 45 minutes just tweaking, you know, trying to get it perfectly how I have it in my head. But you know what? It really doesn't matter. You could spend those 45 minutes doing something else. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna settle on that. All right. So what else are we missing? Do we got everything? We got the custom skills for it. It's got a very evil variety of skills. One thing I did want to do is change its defense up a little bit to 60. So, you know, we did boost it up. It's pretty strong. Let's go 126, right? We're going to boost it a little bit stronger, 63, because it feels like it's a pretty evil, powerful beast. Let's even drop this down to 60. Oh, not 95, 65. Because that was pretty strong when it was using that critical and maim. Is doing hella damage. So I think that's it. I've already set the I need to make another thing. I need to do the steal item. When you steal from it, you have a chance to get a courage berry. So let's see, what item was that courage berry? It was up to the top. It was item number 107. Okay, so all we got to do is change the note tag. Instead of steel item 111, we're going to go steel item 107, 50% chance. So if you bring a thief to this, you're going to have a good time, because you have a 50% chance to steal an item worth 400 gold. So that's pretty good. Yeah, so there it is, guys. We kind of got the format down, figured out what we're going to be doing. We picked a good theme. We got a creature that's sort of like a crawler. You know, he's a prowling beast, and he's sort of like a glass cannon type creature. You know, I think I want to drop his defense back down, because he does do a lot of damage, so he doesn't need that much defense. We give him like a dark element. He's weak to like light magic. He's weak to piercing damage, but he's really strong against dark magic and blunt and ranged. So yeah, pretty awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like these Let's Make a Monster episodes, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this, or if you are interested in RPG Maker / game development tutorials and stuff like that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Put your special requests in the comments below. Thank you so much, Mushi P, for the new art you sent me. And if you have any maps or art you want to see in this project, I'm not guaranteeing that they're going to be in the project, but I will definitely I will consider it. So please send me your art if you want to have your name in the credits. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode of Let's Make a Monster. Bye.